What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing the Leicester preview. That's right, the international break, it is over, and Premier League football and football involving Manchester City is back. This game, Saturday, 3rd of April 2021, the King Power Stadium. It's Leicester City taking on Manchester City, 5:30 PM BST. That's right, we're into British summertime now. It's third taking on first. It is a big game. Before I crack on with this preview though, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, you want to help to support my channel, then do subscribe, press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. We're on that stroll towards 17,000 subscribers, so if you haven't subscribed already, you want to stay up to date with all the latest Manchester City news, transfer news, previews, watch-alongs and things like that, then do subscribe. Don't forget also, my social media links are in the description below and also sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and search for me and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Leave a thumbs up if you do enjoy this video and let me know in the comments below with your score and team prediction for this game. So let's crack on with this video. It is the first game back after the international break, so I am expecting a slightly slower start, more than likely for both teams. City, we're playing every 3 to 4 days. We haven't played now in 2 weeks, so there is definitely, in my opinion, going to be a little bit of an impact on that. And because of that, I feel like the intensity from Manchester City will drop off. Leicester City, if we do allow that to happen, will punish us. I'll tell you that right now. Look at what happened at the Etihad Stadium. If we are not on it, we will get punished. So we need to make sure that we are on it. I want revenge. They beat us 5-2 in our own backyard. I want the fire in our bellies from that. It makes me angry just thinking that in our own backyard we lost. We got hammered 5-2. We took the lead in that game. I'm getting annoyed just thinking about it, and I'm hoping the players are going to get annoyed about it too and put a bit of aggression into their play. I'm hoping they'll use that as motivation for them to be able to send a statement out there, to play decent football, to get a brilliant away victory on the road at the King Power Stadium. There are not many difficult away grounds for us to visit from now until the end of the season. In fact, I would say that this is probably the most difficult away match for us for the remainder of the season in the Premier League. In fact, I could argue this is probably our most difficult game that's left until the end of the season, and we have some pretty tricky fixtures coming up as well. So if we can win this, this will help us in taking a big stride towards winning back the Premier League. We've put ourselves in a fantastic position. We need to make sure now that we don't let this gap get shorter and shorter, and we're putting ourselves under pressure. We've got lots of big games coming up. Champions League quarter-final, 2 legs. We've got the FA Cup semi-final coming up. If we win that, a potential FA Cup final. We've got the Carabao Cup final as well. This is a massive month for Manchester City and our quest for winning trophies. We've only got 3 Premier League games in April, so we need to be making sure that when we are playing, we are picking up the wins and we're maintaining that there is a nice big gap between us and the rest of the pack. And by that I mean Manchester United and Leicester City. Manchester City, if we do win this game, I'd probably say that Leicester City are no longer in the title race. I'm not too sure if Leicester fans are still considering themselves to be in the title race or not. There's so many points to make back. However, this would help them on their quest to potentially having Champions League football back at the King Power Stadium. So City, we need to be making sure that we are on it and we are playing to the best of our ability. We get off to a slow start, Leicester will try and take the game to us. There's lots of quality in their team. They're starting to get some players coming back from injury as well. It's going to complicate things for Manchester City's preparation. And in fact, we've only had, what, 1 or 2 days worth of preparation because the international break's been going on right up until Wednesday. And City, we have a big Champions League game coming up in midweek. We could be making quite a few changes with that Champions League match in mind as well. And if City start to look disjointed, Leicester will punish us. And this is a game that, in my opinion, we win this game, puts us in a really good position then for the rest of the season in all competitions, because it's a big step towards the Premier League. We lose this game, that gap's going to get shorter. They've got games in hand as well, which will be played throughout April when we're not playing. They win them games and that gap gets even shorter again, and all of a sudden you're looking at, it's gone from what, like 14, 15 points. At one stage it could have been even more, to it potentially being around 8 points, with what, like 6, 7 games to play. And we've seen that happened before where it's been blown. Manchester United did it when City won the title in 2012. So we need to be very, very careful. And in this game, all my anxiety, if we win this game, kind of disappears out of the window, but we are still in a solid position. So let's speak about our oppositions then. Leicester, how we play really suits their style of system. They defend deep, they defend well, they defend in numbers, they press, show a lot of intensity to go forward. They also want to attack, and they also want to score goals. If they're clinical, which they can show that they can be, then they're capable of scoring quite a few goals. And with our high line as well, they're capable, like they did at the Etihad Stadium, of putting 5 past us. And there aren't many teams that have or are capable of putting 5 past Manchester City. And let's face it, our defence has been fairly solid this season as well. So the fact that Leicester managed to do that, remarkable. They're an exceptional team, playing some really good high-intensity football under Brendan Rodgers. So we need to be careful. Now, having a look at Leicester's team, I'm wondering who's going to be starting. Is Jamie Vardy going to be starting? Because Iheanacho's in great form, former Manchester City man. So I'm wondering if they might go 2 up top, and if they do, that's a big risk, because that means more than likely they'll be going with 4 midfielders, whereas Manchester City, with our wing-backs who will be pushing up as well, that could be a 5 or 6 man midfield from Manchester City. So City will be overwhelming Leicester in terms of the middle. So I feel like one of Vardy or Iheanacho could well miss out in this game. So that's a really big call, and that's what I'm looking for when Leicester announce their team. James Maddison, he could well return for Leicester as well. He apparently is in contention, but Justin, he is out. Ricardo Pereira, he missed their last game with a hamstring injury. I'm wondering if he's going to be featuring or not. Harvey Barnes and Cengiz Under, they also missed the last game. If they're all missing in this game, then that's a big bonus for us. I reckon we might see James Maddison come off the bench. I'm not too sure about Ricardo Pereira, but Harvey Barnes and Under, they sound like they could well be missing in this game. Then that's big props to Manchester City. That gives us an automatic advantage because there's some top quality players they're missing from Leicester City. That doesn't automatically mean they're going to be playing bad though, because it's a system. It's one player gets injured, another player comes in, and they put a shift in. They do the running, they do the donkey work, they do the hard work, and it makes life difficult for Manchester City, which is what I'm expecting from Leicester tomorrow in this game. Now Leicester, they're unbeaten in the last 4 games. They've won the last 3. They're in good form. They sit 15 points behind us. 12 points if they win their game in hand as well. Leicester's still got 9 games to play compared with Manchester City's 8. So if Leicester City win this game, then that gap's going to be cut down to 12 points. If they win their game in hand, it's going to be cut down to 9 points. Like I said, then all of a sudden, yeah, it might be a bit of squeaky bum time. Leicester, they're currently 7 points clear of 5th, though. This is where I'm thinking their mind will be. 7 points clear of 5th. They're wanting Champions League football for next season, and so this is a really big game for them, because if the chasing pack, West Ham currently sitting in 5th, they win their game at the weekend and Leicester lose this game, then all of a sudden it's down to just 4 points for them to keep hold of a Champions League place. And Leicester don't want a weak end to the season, which is kind of what happened last season, and it cost them dear in missing out on Champions League football. They will not want a repeat of that. And so, yeah, this is a big game for Manchester City in terms of Premier League focus, and also Manchester City's conquest for winning all 4 trophies on offer to us. But this is also a very big game for Leicester to try and keep off the stragglers when trying to get Champions League football as well. But for Manchester City, we win this game. We're 15 points clear of Leicester, with them having a game in hand to make it 15 points with 8 games to go. To me, Leicester out of the contention for the title if Manchester City win this game. I don't think them points can be made back with such few games left. To me, this is Manchester City's hardest Premier League game left to go. So, like I said, if we can win this game, then it puts us in really strong stead. In terms of losing this, and Manchester United, if they win, they've still got a fair bit of work to do. They would be 11 points clear of Manchester United. That's if they do win their game in hand, and if they do win at the weekend as well. They're playing against Brighton at home, and that gap could be cut down to just 8 points. So, yeah. City just need to be careful. Like I said, 8 points all of a sudden, presuming that they do win, all of a sudden, yeah, it becomes doable for if Manchester City just drop points in 3 or 4 more games, then all of a sudden that could be really tight. So we need to make sure that we're keeping that advantage always at, I'd say, above double figure points, and that'll put us in good stead then to potentially winning the Premier League 3 or 4 games early, which if we do make it to the Champions League semi-final and the final of the FA Cup, it means then we can start making some changes and we can play weakened teams in the Premier League, and then we can have rest for the upcoming game, which is always ideal for what we're looking for. Now for this game for Manchester City, we're going to make plenty of changes. We're going to be playing every 3 to 4 days again, right up until the end of the season. We have a massive clash with Borussia Dortmund on Tuesday night. Will Manchester City prioritise? I reckon that we will, but that will be in mind of players that have been on international duty. I think we'll be using as many of the players that we haven't seen much action over the international break, which means players can have a good rest for a good few days, get themselves back up to match sharpness, ready for that Dortmund game on Tuesday night. I'm wondering what effect it might have with Manchester City announcing Sergio Aguero leaving might have. It's a big loss for Manchester City, the loss of a legend. I'm hoping City are going to use that for motivation to make sure that Aguero in his final season for Manchester City is winning the Premier League, that he is winning the big trophies and he is having a successful end to his spell at Manchester City, and boy does he deserve it. He's fit and ready. He's not tired. He's not been on international duty. Would not be surprised at all to see Aguero given the full 90 minutes for this game. As of right now, when I'm doing this video, City do have a full squad to choose from, but I have done this video before Pep's press conference, so that is scheduled to potentially change. So I'm going to pop up my team prediction now for you guys. I've gone for Ederson in goal. I've gone for Cancelo at right back and Benjamin Mendy at left back. I've gone with John Stones and Aymeric Laporte at the back, so a rest for Ruben Dias. Laporte hasn't seen any action over the international break. John Stones made a mistake but rectified it with an assist for England, and I'd put him back in the heart of Manchester City's defence. Can keep a clean sheet in this game. That'll give him the spared motivation to go on for the rest of the season, and fingers crossed that mistake isn't going to have any impact on John Stones, which I'm sure that it won't, because he's had an absolutely fantastic season. Get him alongside Ruben Dias and Aymeric Laporte, again, in my opinion, both better defenders than Harry Maguire. And that puts him in a good position as far as I'm concerned. Kyle Walker did a fair few minutes for England as well, so I have given him a rest. I've gone for Fernandinho to play at defensive midfield. Again, Rodri's been on international duty, so I've gone for Fernandinho. I've gone for Gundogan and Bernardo Silva. Gundogan and Bernardo Silva both featured over the international break. I just wanted a rest for Kevin De Bruyne, so he's ready to go against Borussia Dortmund. So Gundogan or Bernardo Silva, potentially one of them could well miss out. I wouldn't be surprised to see De Bruyne potentially lead the line, but I reckon it'll be Aguero because he hasn't featured, he hasn't been on international duty. Now for my wingers, I've gone for Riyad Mahrez and Phil Foden. Wouldn't be surprised at all to potentially see Gabriel Jesus move out wide, and we could see like a Mahrez and a Jesus, or like a Jesus and a Foden, potentially him going on either side. He seems to always be utilised on the left-hand side, so it could be Mahrez and Jesus. I'm going for Mahrez and Foden because I think Foden's a fantastic football player. Obviously, he has featured over the international break as well. I'd get him in though because I think he's that brilliant, and he's one of the first names I'll be putting on the team sheet, and he always seems very, very effective for Manchester City when he is playing out wide for us. And I've gone for Aguero to lead our line. Now, in terms of a score predictions, fairly negative of me this one. I'm going for 1-1. We don't seem to draw many games. It's just a very difficult game. Like I said, we've got a match against Dortmund. I think a draw's a really good result for Manchester City. It keeps everything at bay. It takes us then on to a home game instead. We have this difficult fixture done with. It's another point towards the Premier League trophy. It's a good result, a draw. I think it's good preparation as well, this for Borussia Dortmund, because they kind of play a similar style, high pressing, high intensity, attacking football whilst also defending in numbers. I think this is good preparation for this two-leg game coming up against Dortmund. They're going to counter hard, they're going to press hard, and they're going to attack quick. So how City going to cope with that? We'll get our answer in the 90 minutes where we play our game tomorrow. And then it's a match against Dortmund. We're going to have to do all again for our first leg, which at this moment in time is still in Manchester. Things can change very quickly though, and if things do change, I will let you know via my social media, more than likely through Twitter. So if you haven't followed me on there, then do go and do so. Like I said, link is in the description. So there we go. That has been the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy this video, leave a thumbs up so I know that you enjoyed this video. Let me know your score score and team prediction in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new around here, press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. It is free. And also my social media links in the description below, sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. We will be doing a live watch along of this game, which will be going live at some point today for you to set your reminder for that game. So I'll see you all again tomorrow for that live watch along. We'll be going live at 5 PM BST. So I'll see you then. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Football international break, it's done. Manchester City, we're back. Big push to the end of the season. Let's go. We'll see you for that live watch along. Peace. Ciao for now.